And then, what do you know? There are these videos that come to light that seem to show him being flirty with this Maggie woman on stage, who, again, like we said, is only 25 years old, and changing the lyrics of songs. A song, The Fighter, that he wrote for Nicole Kidman, changing the lyrics, that were about her to something that was about Matt.
Stop scrolling, because what you're about to hear might change everything you thought you knew about Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban. For years, they looked like the perfect couple. Red carpets, hand-holding, smiles that could light up a room. But behind all that Hollywood perfection, something was quietly crumbling. And now, after months of silence, Nicole Kidman is finally speaking out, and what she's saying about Keith Urban's dark secrets has left fans completely stunned. It all began earlier this year when whispers started surfacing about Nicole and Keith living separate lives. At first, everyone brushed it off. After all, rumors follow every celebrity couple. But then something strange happened. Keith showed up to the CMA Awards alone. No Nicole by his side. No warm smile. Just him, looking tense, withdrawn, and distant. Fans immediately noticed. The comments section on every post lit up. Where's Nicole? Why does Keith look so sad? Did something happen? Nicole stayed silent for weeks. But silence in Hollywood only fuels speculation. And when she finally spoke, it wasn't with a statement or an interview. It was with a quote, a cryptic message posted to her Instagram story that read, "Some truths take time to surface, but when they do, they burn." Fans went wild. Was she talking about Keith? About something he did? Or something she'd just discovered? Behind the scenes, sources close to the couple began to talk. They said Nicole had been struggling for months, trying to hold the marriage together. But she'd been growing increasingly distant after discovering something she couldn't unsee. A message. Not just any message, but one from Keith's phone that completely changed how she saw him. Allegedly, the message came from a woman Keith had been working with on a new song, someone from his inner circle, someone Nicole thought she could trust. The text wasn't explicit, but it was intimate, too intimate. Words like "I miss your touch" and "last night was unforgettable." Nicole reportedly confronted Keith immediately, demanding answers. But Keith, known for his calm charm, didn't deny or confirm it. He just froze. He said it wasn't what it looked like, that things had gotten too emotional with someone else, but that it was nothing physical. For Nicole, that wasn't enough. She was tired of half-truths and excuses. For years, she'd stood by Keith through his public battles with addiction, through the relapses, the late nights, the constant touring. She'd been the rock in his storm. But this time, the betrayal felt different. It wasn't about drugs or fame. It was about trust. About love. And for someone like Nicole, who has always been careful about her image, this cut deep. Friends of the couple said that Nicole tried to make things work. She wanted to protect their daughters. She wanted to believe that Keith could be the man she fell in love with all those years ago. But Keith, on the other hand, seemed to be slipping into old habits. People close to him claimed he was partying more, disappearing for days, surrounding himself with people who didn't have his best interests at heart. The man who once said Nicole saved his life now looked like he was trying to destroy everything she built. Then came the bombshell. A woman, a backup singer who had worked with Keith on several occasions, came forward with shocking claims. She said Keith had been emotionally involved with her for over a year, promising her a future, telling her he was unhappy in his marriage. Screenshots began circulating online, showing what appeared to be their private messages. While Keith's team rushed to deny the authenticity, fans weren't convinced. Especially when Nicole was seen days later leaving a Beverly Hills lawyer's office looking visibly shaken. That moment changed everything. It wasn't just another rumor. It was the spark that lit the fire. Suddenly, media outlets across the world started digging into Keith's past. Old interviews resurfaced. Former friends and colleagues began sharing stories about his temper, his jealousy, and his insecurities about Nicole's success. Some claimed that Keith always felt overshadowed by Nicole, that no matter how many hits he had, he could never be as big as her. One source told a magazine, Keith loved Nicole, but he hated being Mr. Kidman. He wanted to be the star in the room. That resentment, according to insiders, started showing in their private life. Arguments that used to end in apologies now ended in silence. They stopped attending events together. They slept in separate rooms for weeks at a time. And Nicole, known for her poise, began breaking down behind closed doors. In a rare interview months later, Nicole didn't deny that things were difficult. Her voice cracked slightly when she said, "Sometimes love isn't enough when the person you love stops loving themselves." Fans felt that. It was raw. It was real. And it was the first time Nicole had ever hinted that her marriage might be truly over. Meanwhile, Keith tried to fight back in his own way. He posted cryptic lyrics from a new song, "You can't run from a lie that you told in the dark." Fans were split. Some thought he was accusing Nicole of betrayal. Others believed he was projecting his own guilt. Either way, the tension between them became public theater. Every post, every paparazzi shot, every appearance was analyzed like evidence in a case. And then, Nicole dropped another bombshell, an interview that no one saw coming. Sitting across from a close friend on camera, she finally opened up. Her voice was soft but firm as she said, "Sometimes, the person you build your life around is the one who chips away at your soul piece by piece. You wake up one day and realize you're not even you anymore." She didn't name Keith, but everyone knew who she was talking about. That interview broke the internet. Fans flooded her page with support, calling her brave, strong, and inspiring. Others speculated that Nicole had discovered even more disturbing secrets about Keith, including one rumor that he had secretly fathered a child years ago before marrying her. That rumor, while never confirmed, reignited questions about just how honest Keith had ever really been. Keith, on the other hand, went completely silent. No statements. No interviews. Just a series of cryptic posts about redemption, pain, and truth. It felt like a man unraveling in real time. Friends said he was devastated, realizing too late what he'd lost. He reportedly tried to reach out to Nicole multiple times, but she refused to respond. "She's done," one insider said. "She gave him too many chances. This time, she's protecting her peace." But just when people thought the drama had settled, something even darker surfaced. A journalist claimed to have access to private audio recordings of heated arguments between Keith and Nicole that painted a disturbing picture of their home life. In one alleged clip, Keith can be heard shouting accusations, while Nicole's voice trembles as she says, "You promised me you'd change." Whether the recordings were real or not, they spread like wildfire. Fans were shocked. This wasn't the calm, composed Keith they'd known. This was a man consumed by rage, jealousy, and regret. The internet exploded with debates. Was Keith the villain? Or was he a broken man pushed too far by fame and pressure? Through it all, Nicole remained poised. She attended film premieres, smiled for the cameras, but those who looked closely noticed, her smile didn't reach her eyes anymore. She looked tired, haunted, but determined. She told one interviewer, "Sometimes you have to lose everything to find yourself again." That line became iconic. It went viral across social media, shared by millions of women who related to her pain. Meanwhile, reports surfaced that Keith had checked into a private rehabilitation facility in Nashville. His representatives claimed it was for exhaustion, but everyone knew what that really meant. Some sources said he was struggling with relapse again, others said he was trying to get sober and win Nicole back. But the damage was done. In the months that followed, Nicole began rebuilding her life quietly. She focused on her daughters, on her career, and on her own happiness. But even then, there were moments of heartbreak. Paparazzi captured her breaking down in tears outside her car after a custody meeting. Insiders revealed that despite her anger, she was still worried about Keith. That part of her would always love him, even if she couldn't live with him anymore. Then came the twist no one saw coming. Keith gave a live performance at an award show, his first since the scandal. He dedicated a song to Nicole, saying, "To the one I hurt the most, I'll love you even from afar." The crowd cheered, but Nicole didn't respond publicly. Instead, hours later, she posted a single quote on her story, "Love doesn't hurt. Ego does." That was her final word. Fans were left speechless. It was the end of an era. The once fairytale romance that had inspired millions had finally fallen apart, not because of a single mistake, but because of years of hidden pain. And yet, through it all, Nicole came out stronger. Now, months after the divorce, she's thriving again. She's starring in new films, traveling, and spending time with her kids. But those close to her say she's not the same woman she was before. She's wiser, harder, and less willing to tolerate the kind of love that breaks you from the inside out. As for Keith, he's trying to pick up the pieces. He's back in Nashville, writing songs again, trying to rebuild his career and reputation. But many wonder if it's too late. The world saw too much, heard too much. His image as the charming country boy with a heart of gold is gone. What remains is a man who has to face his own demons, without the woman who once saved him from them. Nicole Kidman once said in an interview years ago, "Real love isn't about possession. It's about freedom." And now, more than ever, that quote feels like prophecy. Because sometimes, freedom means walking away, even from the person you thought was your forever. And that's exactly what Nicole did. In the end, this wasn't just a story about divorce. It was a story about survival. About choosing peace over chaos. About a woman who refused to let heartbreak define her. And as the world watches her glow again, one thing is clear. Nicole Kidman may have lost her husband, but she found herself again.